I own a musket for home defense, since that's what the Founding Fathers intended. 4 ruffians break into my house. What the devil? As I grab my powdered wig and Kentucky rifle. Blow a golf ball-sized hole through the first man, he's dead on the spot. Draw my pistol on the second man, miss him entirely because it's smoothbore and it nails the neighbor's dog. I have to resort to the cannon mounted at the top of my stairs loaded with grape shot. Tally-ho, lads! The grape shot shreds 2 men in the blast. The sound and extra shrapnel set off fire alarms. Fix bayonet and charge the last terrified rapscallion. He bleeds out waiting on the police to arrive since the triangular bayonet wounds are impossible to stitch up. Just as the Founding Fathers intended. Being pinned under a cat is always a fine thing. They're the sovereign owners of this planet, let's be honest. Send your mom and daddy out the room. My name is Mr. Halligan. And welcome back to Gunsmith Simulator. The new DLC that just dropped, Flint and Powder. And I, for one, can't wait. Let's get through this. Oops. There we are. Okie dokie. Now, full disclosure, I have done a little bit of pre-play just to make sure it works and to make sure I wasn't wasting people's time. You'll sort of see what I mean. Back to the workshop. I love it. Well, as I understand it, we have 5 actual antique weapons, and I think 2 or 3 ones that are just new, including some ordnance, I believe. Oh, and to answer your earlier question, Max, I'm good, and far better for seeing you. Alright, let's do this. Okay, so, you don't just automatically get old-timey weapons. It's still very much based on luck, so like if we check the auctions right now, yeah, okay, there's nothing going at the moment. I can check the gunsmith services, and you see I'm still getting the modern guns as well. It's just there's a possibility that there will be some old-timey weapons, but as we see here, there are none currently going for either auction or a job. So that's why I did a bit of pre-play, to make sure we would have antique guns to work with. I wanted to make sure of it. Okay, so let's see. What we have here is Michelet pistol, a Kozienchi rifle, and a 1772 Dragoon pistol. Ooh, I guess we'll start with the smallest one, yeah? The cool thing is because I got these on auction, they're mine to have. And importantly, these things can't be made gaudy. I can't turn this one purple and put, you know, tiger pattern on it. I think that's important. Nope, can't modify antiques. No arguments there. Let's get this thing in pieces, shall we? I remember how I lined myself up for this. Ah, yes. This is all coming back. I mean, some of the mechanics feel a little different. But, like, good different. Even an old-timey gun like this is surprisingly complicated. Essentially, watchmaking except much louder. And I guess arguably more profitable, depending on the area you're living in. Oh, they even got a little chunk of flint in there. That's a nice touch. Sorry if all the zooming in and out is rough on some people. It's just the nature of the game, I'm afraid. Gotta get in close for these tiny screws. 7 pieces left, eh? Yep, there we go. This thing needs some serious rest though, honestly. Not like I can buy replacement parts for it, is it? Can't just get some spare bits from the gun parts store. Even on weekends. Okay, this thing's in pieces. What are we looking? Rusted, dirty, but otherwise good. Wow. Clean it with a wire brush. Okie dokie. Ramrod's looking good. Good to know, good to know. The rest are dirty. Oh, I like dirty parts. I like the dirty parts, honestly. I'm not altering the configuration of this thing. It's too beautiful. Oh wait, where's my wire brush? Oh, there we go. Oh, these bring back memories. I know I've been saying this a lot, but honestly, it's really interesting using some of these tools for their intended purpose. I don't know how many of you are in the information extraction business, but there's something about a wire brush near a person's face that intimidates them more than a circular saw. I guess they think a circular saw at least will be over quickly. I don't think anyone's ever going to die from being held to a wire brush. I think that's what gets them. So yeah, if you need information from someone and they're not talking, the wire brush is your friend. Same as with these gun parts by the look of it. I guess it would be a bit rough to sandblast them, wouldn't it? Okay, some parts are dirty. I quite like this part. I can't seem to escape this in any game I play, can I? I keep on talking about the inescapable aspects of the games I play, and it's like, gotta show. Ooh, getting a bit close there. Gotta shine up the parts. Gotta wait in the train stations. What else? There are definitely things. I guess in a lot of them, even this one, I'm driving around a bit. This is looking rather nice. I will say, they could have very easily made you able to modify and trick out, you know, that thing where they pimp out weapons, which, honestly, I basically only do to, like, gold plate them or sell them, because they sell more like that sometimes. I'm not the biggest fan of it, if I'm honest. And the fact that you, by programming, can't do it to these old beauties, these museum pieces, I think is quite important. Ooh. Add a layer of wax, eh? Yeah, I think I might do that. Oh, no way. Yes, a block of wax and a heat gun. Now we're talking. This is gonna make it look nice. Oh, that's the stuff. Look at that. I'd say I have to get my mind out of the gutter, but let's face it, it lives there. It's its natural habitat. It's like an antlion. You take my mind out of the gutter, it won't function anymore. Now, the audio should be fine. I apologize if it's cutting out. I don't know what to do about that if that's the thing. I can only assume it's the background music or the sounds. Okay, they've made the oil a little more specific this time. That's fair. Oiling the parts is a little more precise than they previously had it, but this is new. Okay. Oh, it changes color a little. That's kind of nice. And I want to say, Rex, I appreciate you being here no matter your name. Oh, that's a huge relief. Come Come on, get that oil on. And so you gotta find the right part to oil. Phew. Okay, yeah, the oiling process, I think it was more fun before, but I appreciate this is more accurate. I guess basically my plan for today is to restore 3 weapons, take them to the range, see what they're like. And I guess keep the ones I like and sell the ones I don't. Add to my ever-expanding collection of, which I kind of think is 1. I haven't checked my gun cabinet in a while. Not that I'm not proficient with guns, but like, I'm more of a negotiator. Once the gun's involved, I feel like there's been a communications breakdown. Why I lean towards the wire brush, I suppose. In my element there. But if you are to have guns, they should be nice ones. Trouble is, once you develop a skill like this, you do a bit of gunsmithing for a while. Next thing you know, you're the go-to gob in your den to retrofit human weapons to fit goblin hands. All this reverse engineering. Although, I'll be honest, this is a pretty old-timey one. I get a feeling like the noise this thing makes would be a weapon. Very satisfying you assemble this whole mechanism, then it clicks on. That's quite beautiful in its own way. That's a big screw. And we're missing a piece. Oh, there we are. The ramrod, of course. Gotta keep that handy. Well, that's gorgeous. I guess it can go in the safe. Alright, well that was easy. Okay, regarding Beyond Citadel, I think I didn't want to be. I played the first Citadel, and that is gorgeous. The first Citadel, I noticed it was basically like a first-person shooter, like a retro FPS, but I noticed a lot of the enemies were even modified. They were still basically cute girls. There was nothing that overt about their death animations, but it was still like, it felt like it was on the cusp. I didn't look into Citadel 2, but thanks for the warning. I mean, I was honestly willing to give it a shot because the gameplay was fine, but I did wonder. Okay. 24... Okay, the wood on this is in a real state. Okay. I bet this could blast a hole through a blackguard at 500 paces. Apparently, I don't know much about some of these guns, but this one is apparently, in terms of scope-free sniping, it's almost up there. It's one of these turning points in rifles in terms of its just sheer accuracy and range, considering it's not actually technically rifled. It's smoothbore. Wait, or is it? I'm pretty sure it's smoothbore. But just, it was able to be manufactured because of its relative simplicity. Despite obviously still being, a front loader. It's sort of a both loader. If memory serves correctly, you kind of have to load the front in terms of actually where the shot goes. The bullet, no cartridge. Still got 15 parts to go, gosh. Okay. What am I missing here? Yeah, I figured I would maybe they got away with the Citadel and no one called them out for it, so they got cocky. And you know what? If that's someone's thing, that's someone's thing, I guess. But I reserve the right to not partake in it. Huh. Wonder what that's for. God, restoring the wood on this is going to be satisfying. Okay, so far of the weapons I'm taking to the range, I'm looking forward to this one the most. I want to say if people have the patience for it, I might even try doing the target shooting with these weapons. See if I can get a time of under 20 minutes. I don't know how realistically they're going to do the reloading animation. I'll be very curious to see that. Honestly, the more realistic they make the reload on this thing, the genuinely funnier it will be. No, that's the thing. The Citadel is a relatively well-made game. It's just... like, in the previous ones, they were sort of robotic, so they were just sort of like... They were, like, anime girl characters, but, like, when they died, it was just sort of, like, junk and scrap, I think. I could be blocking it out for all I know. But I remember it was the difficulty of the game that eventually put me off. At that time. Ooh. That one's being sneaky. Nah, there's a few games on Good Old Games that I returned because... I mean, like, and don't get me wrong, they were, like, literal pornography games, but the nature of that pornography... yeah, I caught on too quick that it was getting weird, frankly. Oh, small parts on this. It's fiddly. Good thing I got these little goblin hands. Oh god, one part left. Ah, boy. Yep, there we go. Heavens. Okay, rusted, damaged, dirty. My sort of person. Okay, well I may as well do this in order of stuff I enjoy. The wire brush is nostalgic, but still probably the least fun, ultimately. Looking good. Looking very good. I want to say these old-timey ones, they still come into a lot of parts, but they're relatively easy to fix, which I quite like. And there's no salts or anything. Don't have to manufacture any parts. At least so far. Shiny. Whoa, bit close there, buddy. Oh, look at that. I love seeing the shine get to it. Ah, gorgeous. Gorgeous. Oh, one more. Oh, a few more, actually. Hell, I'll blind the enemy with this stuff. It's so well looked after. Alright, onto the wood. Gotta remove the wax first, eh? Gotta redo the finish completely. That's fun. That's exciting. I think... even if I sell other weapons, I can see myself keeping this just for aesthetics. Right? Am Am I missing something, or is this gun gorgeous? I want to say, though, it's all for naught if they don't get the sound right. It's hard to... Like, I can't imitate it or whatever, but it's hard to explain. There's a certain snap bang that you get with these old-timey guns. That miniaturized explosion. Hard to explain, but it needs to have a bit of bass to it. But, like, it's almost two-stage. The snap-pow. Oh, linseed oil now. Isn't that good for you or something? I feel like it's good for you. I got charged a lot of money for this. Fortunately, I'd been reselling guns for a little while in my own time, so... I mean, just on principle, like, I don't think I'd be able to sell this for as much as it's worth to me at this point. Because it cost me, like, what, $2,200 or something? I can tell I'm missing a spot somewhere. Welcome back, Rex. Let's get some wax up ins. Hell yeah. Have you ever seen a heat gun at work? They're essentially, for those 40k fans out there, it's a bit like holding a melter pistol. Because a melter pistol is meant to sort of give off a quiet roar of hot vapor. I did wallpaper removal for a while. And just a heat gun, when it's turned all the way up, is essentially the devil's hairdryer. It's like you get those science fiction effects where everything starts bubbling and peeling. It's quite intimidating, if I'm honest. What do you think of a heat gun, Cap? I mean, nothing dangerous happened, but it always felt like it could. Ugh. Ah, that makes sense. Okay, I'm looking forward to this. Oh, we gotta oil it first. Duh. Yeah, fiddly. It's almost a little mini game of itself because it's like highlighted in yellow, but it only works from the correct angle. You gotta kind of find it. Like, it's yellow, but it doesn't work unless I get to the other side, right? There's a certain the new oiling mini game is... It's okay. I'm coming around to it. Okay, let's reassemble this absolutely gorgeous rifle. And sadly, I don't think, to answer your question, I don't think they have the Martini Henry. But, I mean, like, if this DLC goes well, I'd like to think they'd add more old-timey guns. I mean, essentially, for a relatively small Polish studio, this game has done pretty well. And they're being pretty good to the people who have bought it. Like, there's a fair amount of content. Not all of which I really understand. Like, it's like, oh, that's nice that you have that, but why would you have that? Not that it's anything, like, unpleasant or dodgy or controversial. It's just like, I can't understand why anyone would bother. Yeah, you'll see what I mean. And, gotta get little screws in. Come on. You need an extra small screwdriver for this job, which is actually just perfect for my hands. Gotta have ramrod storage. I knew a guy called Ramrod once. It's not for the reasons you think. He had a really straight dick. I have no delusions of ever being monetized. Can you tell? Okay, what? Oh yeah, all of this butt plate stuff. I wonder what that is. I guess it... Oh, spare flints. That's kind of cool. That's almost like old-timey tactical in a way. Storage being in the butt of a gun, I kind of dig that. I wonder if that's one of the reasons why this gun was so successful. There's a certain practicality to it, in spite of everything. And we're missing a piece again. Yep, it's on the other side. No shade on that for me. Yeah, how's I supposed to see that? Okay, buddy, look at this thing. I was going to put this straight in the car, honestly, that makes sense. Might as well get the other one ready. Because, I mean, we're going to the range later. Okay, I guess I do have 2 guns. Alright. Now, what do we have here? The Dragoon pistol. The M1772. Oh my goodness. Okay. This was not made for combat. This was made for defending one's honor. I got a feeling. I would like that myself, honestly. Oh, it's a replica. I guess that explains why it was so cheap. But that does mean I can select the type of wood. Which... Okay, that's a little tempting. Oh, so that's how you get to modify old-timey weapons, because they're replicas. Let's go with the... maple stock. Looks like it's missing some parts too, my god. This one could actually be kind of a big deal. You know, I didn't even bother to check that. No wonder it was so cheap. I mean, hey, a good thing it was, because the genuine antiques go into the multiple thousands. Because I've been so good at this job that I've done okay at it. Made a little bit of scratch. Disappears quickly, though. Once you're in the auction game. I want to say, since the last time we all played together, there have been some more modern guns they've added to the game as well. So hopefully we'll see some of those, because this is going pretty quick, I think. Yep. Yeah, I was worried about that. Trying to make some parts. Okay, I'm glad I saved this one for last, because, by golly goodness, there's a lot to do. Feels like a waste to dump it, but it is what it is. Alright, we have some parts to manufacture on a couple of levels, so... yeah. You guys will get us a big chunk of brass. And the cool thing is, this thing takes a while, but now I can make multiple parts at a time. So, but okay, big parts. I may need more than one block of brass for this. Nose cap. Can't get them too close, you see, because they all got to be cut out of the same block. Okay, wow. Okay, there were a lot of missing parts. CNC Music Factory. Okay, I gotta cut some out of brass. Okay, I kind of wasted some brass here. That's fine. All right, so I gotta cut some brass, cut some steel. It's okay. This process takes a little while. All right, this will be worth it. I'm sure of it. Yeah, boy. You know what? That's what you get when it's missing that many parts and it's so cheap. What did I say? I feel like I said maple. Can I click and drag the bar there, please, so I can... Thank you. Ooh, oak looks kind of nice, though. Oh. I'll go with maple, we decided. Yeah, yep. I mean, I almost feel obligated to keep this one because it'll be one of the few that's distinct to me now. Yeah, see, this is what I was talking about. Bandsaws are scary. But something about the wire brush gets to people more. You gotta whittle this stuff down. Yeah. You wouldn't know it. Yeah. Such a weird feeling for something that I'm working on with my hands to get smaller. But oh well, that happens. Not for everyone. Alright. Woodstock. Let's see how the machine's doing. Bit of a waiting game, this one, sadly. But it's going to be really nice having absolutely brand new parts, at least. That's kind of cool, I guess. This thing's going to look a little weird because so much of it's going to be brand spanking new. Not so much restored as it is, you know, almost building something at this point. Oh, is it heresy? I don't think it's heresy. It's a replica. This isn't, I'm not doing anything wrong. Alright. I turned away. What happened? I guess I finished the job? Okay, so I guess I'm keeping a couple of these guns. At least for a little while, because I get to customize this one. I can't deny I do kind of like gold plating up ends. Let's see how we're looking, because we still have to carve out some metal parts. We're not done here yet. And I got oxidized as well. Well, that's something I can do while I work on these. Change material. We need a steel block. Now these should all fit pretty easy, I think. You have a lot of missing parts, though. It's a frozen spring. Okay, the lock plate's a little bit bigger. Oh, a little bit close there. Oh man, this was missing a lot of parts. I like this feature. You know, you can get the parts milled for free if you're... Oh, was that the seer? Yeah, that's the seer. If you're okay with waiting for each one, whereas this is just me being impatient, so you just spend $100 and get to carve all the pieces at once, because it takes 90 seconds per piece, and well, given the time I intend to waste later, whatever. Given the time I intend to waste later, let's not have us milling out every single one of these pieces individually. Let's just carve them out of the block and be done with it. Okay, oxidization. Hopefully I'm not out of gas. Ow! Alright. We're doing this. Can't seem to escape wearing an apron either. Alright. Okay, I feel like you could save a lot of time if you converted this into like a deep fryer for a business. I feel like all the gun heads would be really into it. You'd get a lot done at once. Like you could deep fry an entire, like, I don't know, grinder in this thing. Someone has to have done that, right? Retrofitted a blue salt tank for a restaurant? People who really like guns? That seems like it would be a thing. A red dot on the musket. Good heavens, I wonder. Probably not, but I don't know. Let's look into this. We'll see how many pieces I'm still missing after this. Alright, let's get some stuff on the table just so we're not doubling up here. Okay, that's weird. Got a new... Oh, it does look nice. New brass parts. Very good. Okay, this is gonna look very, very, very schmick. Like, absolutely brand spanking new, my god. Heavens. And all of it because someone offended your honor. Okay, so let's see how the parts are going. Oh, I didn't... Oh. I didn't press the start button. Now I feel silly. It is worth checking, though. Oh, new auctions. What do we got here? Oh, that's just a request. I see, I'm making a bunch of these. So we'll see how it looks after. Because I reckon I've manufactured all of these. Which I think ultimately saves me money because I'm just using one block of metal instead of buying all these parts. I'm pretty sure. Can't seem to escape the Makarov. None of these fixing jobs really sound appealing, if I'm honest, but I don't think they go away until I've done them. Oh yeah, we're gonna retrofit something. No. Nah, none of these sites and whatever can go on the old-timey ones. Shame. Shame. Still missing parts, eh? I wonder what. Because whatever it is, I can't manufacture it. Alright. That's a lot of parts. Hey, that's a whole lot of work. Surely she didn't do all of it. I'm very glad to have you back, Soli. Where was I? Cold water rinse? That's it. Ah, I see. It says I'm still missing some parts, so I'm going to have to buy some of them regardless, I think. But I will check. And it doesn't seem to think I can manufacture anything, so I'm going to have to buy some of these. Really? That seems like a shame. Okay, when there's only one option, I think it's a bit much that I have to click and drag the mouse up each time to replace the parts. If there's only one thing that I could be doing with the part, just make me click and hold. I like that system. I mean, if that's the only complaint I can have, that's pretty good, I guess. Okay. Guess I gotta buy them, but it'll still save money, right? Alright, give me parts. 17, 70. Yeah. Is it still cheaper? I'm sure of it. Ah, it's not like I can manufacture the flint, is it? Man, this thing was missing a lot. Yeah, figures all the bits that I could make are the ones that cost the most. Then he misspelled tumbler. Okie dokie. Ah, 90 bucks. You know, I'm sure I saved money. I'm sure of it. Ah, okay. What an event this has been. Next day delivery? I guess next second delivery. Alright. I'm not ruling out the possibility of painting this, I'm just saying. Okay, we have a lot of oiling to do. My sort of gun. Oh yeah. Let me add it. Oop. Come on, where are you? You. Okay. The time has come. I mean, that's the thing, I didn't even get to deassemble this thing properly because it was missing so many bloody parts. This is a very fascinating scientific experience. But no, I've been looking forward to, I'm glad that the year is starting off with a new game and DLC for an old game. Because this was never really it's not an exciting game, but I don't know, it's something... If you got the goblin brain, or an elven brain, I imagine, there's something very soothing about it. I see, it's a little clamp for the flint. That makes sense. Quite cute in its own way. A lot of this is new to me. Okay. Replica or not, this thing's kind of pretty. Not as attached to it as I am to the rifle, I'll be honest. But I feel a certain amount of investment, and even as a replica, the amount of stuff I've done to it. If I sell it, I could sell it for a lot. As long as I don't make it too hideous, right? That's fiddly. I never understood why someone would pick pistols over swords. Because with swords, I mean, you just need to be the first person to get hit and then you lose. Doesn't have to be a fatal wound, just like if you get, like, poked with a rapier, which, I mean, would still be bad for you in an old-timey sense. But, like, if you told me I had to get... Oh, I have to test it? Okay. Oh, all the way back. Prison closed. Pull the trigger. Okay, that's quite cool. That already looks kind of gorgeous, but I mean, if I can... I can? Oh. I'm not going to do anything too hideous to this. Let's face it. But... Is that too hideous? I don't know. Nah, that's kind of pretty. Yeah. I customized... Oh my god, I can customize the flint. No, no, not that. Jeez. That's not what I wanted. Not what I wanted at all. Why did you change? I was painting something else at that point. Okay. I want to say finish work. Then we'll try again. We'll customize, create new. But I kind of want to have an electric blue flint. Is that wrong? Yeah, it's like there's a gem in there now. Yeah, I'm good with that. It's like a magical pistol now. It's gorgeous. Okay. Pistol duels. Pistol duels is first shot, even if it misses. They usually miss their shot on purpose, because their pride demanded the duel happened, not that anyone died in it. Oh! I guess historically not that many people have actually died from dueling pistols. I believe that's a thing. Wait, why do I have to test it again? Why is it? Do I honestly have to test it again? Okay, finish work. Why can't I put it away? guys. And put it in the safe. Okay, good. Now it's getting weird. Okay, now you're coming with me. A bit garish compared to the others, isn't it? Okay, well, let's try out these new bad boys. Although, actually, I'm just going to really quickly check the auctions again. Oh, that's a shame. But maybe we'll say when we get back. I guess testing their accuracy would be good as well. Okay, so this is the Michelet pistol. We have my replica Dragoon pistol with the sapphire flint. And then we have the Wizbowski rifle. Anyways, we're saving that one for last, obviously. Alright. Can this thing hit a watermelon at this range? Primed and ready. The aim. Oh! Ah! Oh. Okay. That was a good sound. Yeah, I guess I better reload. Oh. They didn't hold back. Look at that. Oh, that is beautiful. And then the stuff at the back, yeah. Okay, we're ready for another shot. This melon. Not gonna aim this time. Okay, aiming's important. Okay, I guess same tests for all rifles. For all weapons, I guess. Click to reset the destruction. Okay, we'll see how this abomination does. Aim. Ooh, okay. Fire. Oh, in a second. Oh my god, the sound on that. Also, completely missed. Here we go. First the flint, then the powder, then the wadding. The little bowl, get the ramrod in there. I know, believe me, we are going to take all three weapons into the kill room and see how it goes. Okay, so how much do I have to aim low or aim high for this to work? Because I was even looking down the sights and I messed it up, so I guess that's the sight. Okay, I need to do this at least once. Nice day, though. Very nice day. Lower or higher? I wonder. Can't possibly have drop off from this range. I'm starting to wonder, though. Is it because it's a replica? Is it not firing real shots? Is that the gag? I mean, it's pretty and all, but... Okay, I'll try aiming a little higher. Look, I won't aim down the sights this time. We'll see how that goes. Just try and... you know. Wow. I need to aim for a bigger target. See if I can even hit that. Yeah, that watermelon's slightly closer. Literally in the sights. Okay, wow. This weapon's gonna be perfect if I ever get attacked by the broadside of a barn. Or a rampaging horde of bulls' asses. Again. I'll get a little bit closer. Heck, I'll be practically be in bayonet range before too long. What about now? What the fuck? Is this thing firing? Is that the gag? Is that it's a replica so it's not firing anything? I mean, it looks like I'm loading a shot. Did I even hit the bricks? Have any of my shots come anywhere near anything? Okay. A little closer again. Aim down the sights. Okay, I hit the brick. That's something. Maybe there is just drop off. Okay, annihilated the brick. It is firing shots. Good heavens. I mean, it makes a great sound, though, but that's basically it. This thing's basically a starter pistol for a race. You all saw that, right? What is the effective range of actually just aiming it, I wonder? This is basically a close combat weapon. Gonna do more damage to someone if I fed it to them. Okay. I'm now standing, well, like 3 paces from the melon? There we go. Alright. So. If you're close enough to give someone a tender peck on the cheek, this gun is quite the rough customer. Anyways. I'm hoping this next one is pretty much the exact opposite. Prime this thing. Look down the sights. There we go. Look at that. Demolished. Basically fed the entire town it's scattered so far. Okay, yeah. Pistol duels suddenly make a lot more sense. You have to be a rather girthy gentleman for it to be a risk at all. I mean, just for the fun of it, I'm going to blast that second melon. I will see how this thing... Oh, I'll try to. Let's see what happens if I don't aim down the sights and just try and... Yep, still did it. Alright, let's test the range on this puppy. Nothing crazy. I mean, I'm not going to shoot all the targets. We'd be here, I think, literally all day. What can I aim for? One of those plates. These plates over here. The ones on the car. Okie dokie. Good to go. This one's a keeper. I like this thing. And, oh, they did not skimp on the sound. There's that 2-stage snap bang that I've been looking for. And the bassiness. Alright, let's aim for the plate. Let's see what we can do here. Oh, the option to hold my breath. That's nice. Got him! That's what I'm talking about. I didn't even want to think about what I'd have to do to hit one of those plates with that dueling pistol. Alright, lads. Are we ready for an exercise in torture? I know I am. Let's make sure all these are loaded first of all. We're gonna see if we can do the kill house in 15 minutes or less. Looks like they're all loaded. Right? Nope, time to find out. Ooh, let's go random. Maybe I'll get less targets. Start game. Oh boy. Give me a second. I need to change weapons. Why won't it let me change weapons? There's a second. I goofed this. That's interesting. Why can't I change weapons? Do I have to pick the weapon first? Maybe. That's a shame. Which one do I go with then? Is it the quickest to reload? Maybe. Good if I could shoot through multiple targets, but I don't think that's a thing. I think this pistol reloads the quickest, although they're all pretty slow. Alright, try this again. Random targets. Okay. We're doing this. Give me a second. Dashed unlucky getting 3 red targets in the first room, I think. Dang it. In just 6.5 hours, we're going to have a new record. Good. I mean, my accuracy is going to be great on this. Oh boy. Maybe I can get a twofer. That's a no. How are you guys doing? Nice day. Part of the problem in regards to a dual pistol is that shooting from the hip is a good way to destroy accuracy no matter what. I know, right? Even when I aimed down the sights, it didn't do much. It's unfortunate I can't seem to change weapons. Cut down reloading time a bit. I think I'm going to be setting a new speed run for this, lads. No question. Ho ho ho! Easy. Gets the adrenaline going, I tell you what. Oh, nuts. Give me a second, fellas. Not sporting otherwise. I've noticed that when people get shot in arrows in films, they tend to just keel over straight away. It's as if every shot hit a vital organ that kills them in seconds. Makes them keel over the same way someone would if they were shot with a bullet, which, for what it's worth, when you shoot someone, often they don't fall over then either. I'm not someone who tries to be too much of a stickler for accuracy in films, but it's a thing that always bothers me, is if someone's, like, trembling and pointing a gun at someone, and, like, they're shaking and they're either nervous or angry, and then while their hands are shaking, they pull back the hammer on a revolver. Like, they've got their finger on the trigger, and then they pull back the hammer on a revolver, and I'm like, that gun has just gone off. I'm not sure they understand just how little pounds per square inch you need to activate Most revolvers that I've wielded. Oh boy. Triggers. Once you pull the hammer back, that thing goes off if someone sneezes, basically. There's some things, I mean, like, I'm not a purist. Like, if there's lighting and there's music in movies, there's no explanation for, but it makes the shot look good, that's fine, but there's some things you can't help but notice, I suppose. Doesn't ruin a movie, obviously, but you do notice it. Yeah. I mean, I don't doubt that someone shot with an arrow in a time before modern medicine. It probably wouldn't be good. Go back far enough, they probably just get their dog to lick it or something. But it wouldn't immediately take you out of combat, I don't think. Unless it got you somewhere good. But I know what you mean, like, you see in a film, someone gets, like, an arrow to, like, the stomach or, like, the arm, and they go, "Wah!" and, like, fall off their horse. Alright, I think we're nearly done here. Okay. Last lot of targets. Please be gentle. Alright, Jesus. Yes! That is a new record. I'm sure of it. 29 enemies in 674.8 seconds. I happen to know for a fact the current leaderboard on the Michelet pistol for the kill room is 675 seconds. So, challenge to all YouTubers, beat that. Right. I'm gonna fire that rifle again, just for kicks. Like, it's old-timey, so I don't know what my chances are, but... Like, is it good enough to hit something back there? Maybe? This gun feels pretty accurate. It's meant to be revolutionary. Meant to be. Okay. Okay, that was a little bit hopeful of me, I admit. I would love to have a pepper box or something in the game. I want to see some exotic weapons, if I'm honest. Like a harmonica gun, or a duck's foot pistol. That'd be fun. Alright, so what can I hit one of those plates over there. That's pretty good, I guess. Oh, can I even dream of hitting that bottle? I doubt it, but you never know. Nah. Okay, but I'm keeping some of these. Alright, we'll head back to the workshop, see if anything new has come up. If it hasn't, then, well, whatever. Oh, did you guys want me to check the effective range at a more standardized shooting gallery? Because I can do that. Let's get back to the workshop first. This range I probably do have drop-off, huh? We won't worry about that just yet. There'll be other chances. Let's see if there's anything I can bid on. Still nothing. Alright. Alright, let's get you upstairs. Okay. I'm sure someone with absolutely no taste will buy this, so... yeah. Beautiful. Can you ask Goblin questions? I would be delighted if you would ask Goblin questions. That's one of the reasons I'm here. That's one of the reasons I'm a Goblin streamer, so I can ask cultural. I can answer cultural questions about goblins. I am a cultural attaché. Bit of a strange case. Ah, ah, ah. This thing's pretty and all, but I don't think it's a keeper. I've done a good resto job on it. That'll do. What do I think about the Fae? I am not convinced of their existence, if I'm honest. I've heard rumors. If you mean the Fae, as in like the old-timey term for the elves, I consider them industrious. I think some of the stereotypes of the Empire are misguided and perhaps a little unfair. I'm basically okay with elves. You can't judge them as an overall species. You need to judge them as an individual and look past their previous actions, because even their previous actions, whatever you want to say about them, they were always, at least as a group, if not an individual, well-intentioned. All they were trying to do was make things efficient and civilized and safe. They just had an overly practical approach to it. In terms of the Faes and Fairies, well, I'm not convinced of their existence, but I've heard rumors. Alright, let's get some auctions happening. Yeah. I'm not selling patience or diplomacy. I use them too much. Alright. Sell this bad boy. Okay, I had to put a fair bit of money into it, so even allowing for how cheap it was, let's start the bidding at... let's be cheeky. Start the bidding at 900, even though it's a replica. I've done so much to it, right? Yeah. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, no one's bidding. Okay, I mean, I did basically double. Aw. Okay, I bet if I start a little bit lower, I can get something happening. Yeah. Okay. I was gouging a bit there. Let's try this again. But, okay, let's say start the bidding at 650. So. Oh, come on, guys. There we go. They're waking up. Left foot, right foot, it's called walking. Your body does it all the time. In regards to the Empire, I mean, yeah, that's what you'd call it. The first time all the races came together, the orcs, the elves, and the humans, it was under an empire as opposed to the modern unity. So, okay, that's good. That's good. That's a good result. That's profit. I admit it's a little tacky. So it was one of these things where the saying of the elves at the time was, a place for everyone and everyone in their place. That sounds sinister, but essentially, they were just operating on surface value things. The orcs were good soldiers. The humans were magically inclined and had a way with animals. So instead of an individual getting to choose what they did with their life, the elves just considered it more efficient for everyone to be pigeonholed as to what their role in society was from birth. And sure, I mean, it was relatively profitable because you didn't have to worry about, you know, anyone getting their training wrong or any sort of schools or anything like that. You could just say, well, okay, you're an orc, you're going to be a soldier. You're an elf, you know, you're probably going to be leadership or weapon manufacture. You're a human, so you better study... Well, if you're half human, half elf, then you'd better study magic. If you're human, you're probably doing animal husbandry. Along those lines, there's only so many occupations available to you. What that meant was that, essentially, there were some jobs that were very, very safe and never resulted in injury. But if you're an orc, you were pretty much doing all the fighting. For a war you didn't really sign up for. So when a war actually happened, some of the flaws with the system sort of became apparent. The elves, most of the elves, were never actually trying to do anything wrong. They were just trying to, you know, have everyone working together in an efficient way, but it was small-minded in retrospect, but we have the benefit of retrospect for that, you know? Come on, man. This thing cost me a little bit. There we go. Okay, yeah. I may have lowballed it a little. Yep, okay. We're officially deep into profit on this one. There we go. Come on. Yes! Cracked 1800. Oh my god, it's still going. That's the sort of profit that puts a lump in your throat, and other places. Yep, sold. The man with the deep pockets. Man, I don't even have to do repair work anymore. Not the little jobs anyways. 200, 300? I should just be buying and selling on the auction, honestly. Anyways, we have a few more goblin questions. What of dwarves? Dwarves? Whew, look. You don't want to encounter a dwarf. Legend has it that a long time ago, before the elves, before the orcs, before the humans walked the earth, there was a dwarven society, but, well, not anymore. Dwarves are... They're either evil or they're insane or they're both. They're subterranean, they're massive, resistant to most forms of artillery and magic, completely blind, and cannibalistic. Very, very dangerous. If you meet a dwarf, especially an elder dwarf, well, unless you have an entire adventuring party and some high explosives, I would just run. The best option is to try and get to swallow something that'll explode, because their mouth is about as wide as a garbage can. Still no auctions. That's weird. Maybe I have to take another job to reset the auctions. I bet I do. Well, I will take a job. What are we thinking here? Ugh, can't seem to skip the Makarov. Are there different types of goblins? Yes, sort of. I mean, all goblins are basically the same. There's not like a snow goblin and a rock goblin and stuff like that. Goblins, same as humans, all started on the central band of the planet. So, there's not goblins native to like the Orcish archipelagos or, you know, the snowy lands of the elves. But we've adapted to those areas. We're adapters. It's what goblins do. You can think, it's like how you can think of how the domesticated cat would have started in one country, but you'll find cats basically anywhere, thriving, surviving, endearing themselves to the populace, or trying to, while being hated by others. Alright, take one Makarov job. And then I'm hoping it'll make some new bids appear. Alright. Going old school with this. Well, new school, I guess. Oh. It's that bad, is it? Sorry, disassembled for me. That's kind of nice. Right. Well, I'm just going to create the parts for it, aren't I? Obviously. Yeah. Supposedly there were halflings once, but the dwarves ate them all. Probably. There are definitely different cultures of goblins. That's worth addressing. I will say quickly, on a biological level, there's like a 1 in... Gosh, what is it? Is it 1 in 1 million? 1 in 10,000 chance that a goblin will be a hobgoblin. Now, physically they look the same, but like they're 10 or 20 times stronger. Okay, I may have made the block too big. But like they're just stronger than the average goblin. But, I mean, that's just... They still exist among other goblins, just it's a smart goblin den that makes use of the hobgoblins, should they be lucky enough to spawn one. And we haven't figured out if you can selectively breed to get hobgoblins. It just seems to be luck of the draw. Believe me, we'd be exploiting it mercilessly otherwise. Yeah, this is definitely $30 for all these parts. That's the way to go. Wait, what did I... Crap, I don't need a second one. Okay, moving along. Alright, some bigger parts. Yep, okay. I'm glad I did this. Yeah, ooh. Okay, bigger part. Is it still... Ooh, aw. There we go. Alright. We building. But, like, there are definitely different goblin cultures. There are some basic ones you can expect to encounter, but essentially a goblin den, be it subterranean or a small city, like the den I come from, is more like a small walled city. It's quite civilized. It's obviously got subterranean elements. But there are 2 or 3 basic schools of goblin society. Okay, we have a lot of questions. I like this. It'll give me something to do while we wait for this machine to work. Okay, there are 2 or 3 basic schools of goblin society. There's one that feels that, you know, the old ways were often the best in terms of a den needs to thrive. You want goblins to breed, you want a strong leader, you want product to either sell, because I don't know how to tell you this, but we like gold, man. We like gold. Even when we don't spend it, we like the smell of it, we like the look of it, we like the way it bends in our hands. It's what we're about. So, even the more Luddite goblins still quite enjoy gold, but it's less a part of it. It's more just the pure aesthetics of it than any sense of profit. And those goblins are often hunters. They're hunters, they're skinners, they're butchers, they're tanners, because if they work in a pack, I mean, a goblin's pretty strong for their size. So essentially, they work as a wholesaler for the jobs that are a lot of human and elf and orc cultures, well, less so orc, but humans and elves still have a distaste for leatherworking or butchery sometimes. Whereas a large clan or den of goblins can do quite a lot of good leatherworking, hunting, tracking, etc. Sometimes working as guides for adventurers. These goblins are often educated and quite erudite, but still, you know, clad in bones and leather. They don't tend to use more modern weapons, but they have some handy devices of their own, and have found new ways to traverse the landscape they're in. There's another group of goblins that feel that the predatory ways are still the best. These are essentially bandit camps. They still have the hierarchy of a lot of other goblin places. Okay, I gotta oxidize. I'm out of gas. They're essentially bandit camps. Most people in that den, outside of a few healers and things like that, are working towards just making more weapons, more rough and tumble goblins. Most of them are trained just for combat. They go out with their knives, they got cut purses, they got bombs, and they essentially do what the goblin stereotype is, sadly, and they just prey on adventurers. Massive packs of goblins with knives and more modern weapons just out there to attack people and ambush them in the forest, set traps. These are still relatively common, and are sometimes even hired out by less scrupulous people. And then, there's the den that I'm from, and we are, I guess you could call us the adapters. On some level, the new society of elves, orcs, grells, humans, mogwomps, all working together, we don't feel that the old... That's it. The old, more predatory forms of goblin behavior aren't necessarily applicable. At least not long term. Don't get me wrong. There's still time for a bit of that. Sometimes the simplest solutions are the best. But a more valuable thing to do is to work your way into the modern government-controlled society while, you know, maintaining your own belief systems. Essentially, you provide a service, or you work yourself into legitimate businesses in a way that makes you indispensable to the humans, the orcs, and the elves, and stuff like that. You sort of integrate while maintaining your own culture. Like, they still need certain materials, they still need certain services, things like that. And before you know it, you know, you've got a finger and toe in every single civilized pie, while you still get to scrape a bit of the cream off the top. Illegally. That's the modern thing. It's more of a business. It's good business. Okay, I'm trying to do these things in order. I've heard that elves are quite susceptible to depression. I suppose so. I'm not sure any more than any other species. Maybe a bit more. They're deep thinkers. That's the stereotype anyway, deep thinkers. What are we looking for? Oh yeah, Makarov. Can't make them all. Give me a handle. In terms of therapists, Well, we're good massage therapists. It's the little hands, you see. The strong little hands. Provides a good massage. Like laying on a bed of very, very strong anemones, I suppose. No, elves have this stereotype of they have a... It's not exclusive to elves, but it's noticed in them more often. Where they have a certain way of thinking that can seem analytical and doesn't always make sense to other people, at the cost of what people would consider social conventions. But, I mean, it allows them to hear things that other people can't hear. Even goblins can't hear what they hear. It just alters them on a fundamental level. Some find it a struggle, some embrace it. And like I said, it's not exclusive to elves. But it seems to have been observed in them slightly more often. I don't know. We don't even know if it's genetic or cultural. It's hard to tell at this point. There's a chance it exists in other species, it's just they take it for granted. We're not sure. It's thought of as being elf-brained. That's the colloquial term for it, so there's a reason behind that, I suppose. Regarding vehicles, well, a lot of them are more natural at this stage. There's a horse, if you like horses and you want to be boring. There are... they're mounts, I suppose. So in terms of vehicles, I'm glad to say that the automatic carriage, or automobile, is coming along. They're a bit loud. They're very loud. But they're quite strong. And we're working on quieter ones, which is quite nice. But they're still only really in the big cities. Generally, the streetcars and the rickshaws pulled by corpses tend to have people covered regarding public transportation. I can see automobiles being useful for adventurers, though, definitely. Not exactly subtle, but, I mean, you'd be comparatively safe, I suppose. But no, I don't know if goblins have gotten into providing therapy for people. I mean, we've probably offered, I just don't imagine people would take it. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a changing world and all, but if you ask most people, which species do you trust the most with your secrets and concerns, I think most people's last answer would be goblin. I'm working on this gun without thinking about it. Is it finished? There we go. Ugh, yeah, we're done here. Glad you guys were talking to me throughout that. Makarov just isn't doing it for me these days. Come on, where's the action then? Oh, it's blocked by the trigger safety. Great. Let's zoom in, shall we? I'm just going to have to learn to embrace the Makarov. It's in every bloody game I play with guns in, apparently. I mean, it's not like it's bad, but... And actually, honestly, playing Contraband Police, didn't my Makarov keep saving me? Felt like it did. Anyways. Any new auctions? Yeah, send it back. $100, big whoop. Ooh. Another one of those. Alright. Oh, it's a replica. Rats. $5. But no, mounts are still quite popular. There's horses, which, I mean, they're horses. You can ride a horse. You can ride a camel. That was way too cheap. Oh well, I got a bad feeling about this. I mean, it's a replica after all. One Derringer. Ugh. It's a replica and it looks crummy. Now let's take a look at you. Let's cross it off my list. They're actually kind of just a member of society because they can speak the Turnian standard language. These kangaroo lizards called mogwomps. Now, they have the advantage that they don't really need to be trained because they communicate as any other species does. You can just speak to them and they'll understand. So you don't need to be able to ride, and you don't need to be able to navigate because they'll just take you to where you need to go. So you don't really purchase one, you sort of hire one. Like you would hire a chauffeur. So they're like a mount species, but they can set their own price. They have a whole business going. It's quite handy, really. It's not for me personally, but it is a thing. That and providing us with the chemicals we need for a lot of our science has made the mogwomps indispensable to modern society, which I envy, and means they can more or less set their own terms. Which is good. It stops the other species encroaching on nature so much. The mogwomps are quite clear about that. If you mess with the forest too much or the natural order of things, the mogwomps will stop helping people. And we depend on their spit. At least for a lot of things. Most things. In terms of modern industry. That's probably the real reason they're looking for alternative energy sources, honestly. It may seem odd that I know these things, but as a diplomat and an envoy, it's sort of my job, so... Well, the fact that they're... Yes, the fact that they can spit fire with the right battle harness is quite useful. Another very popular mount is a thing called a ring can. A ring can is essentially a... genetically modified, during the era of unbridled science, or whatever you want to call it. It's essentially, it was an existent species, but it's been selectively bred to be docile and rideable, and they're like ultimate omnivores, so they're quite easy to feed and look after and that sort of thing. It's essentially, imagine a giant grasshopper. Now, its walking speed isn't much, but you can sit on it. It can tuck its legs up, and then it can sort of hover and fly. So it's a bit like a hovering motorcycle. It's a bit rough to ride one. They're very fast. But they're a good way to get around. They creep people out a bit when you're just riding one normally, because they are still a giant insect, and you can hear their chitinous plates squeaking together. Once they're flying or jumping, they're probably good, you just need to hold on tight. In addition to these rincan, which are generally like a yellowy green colour, there are also red rincan, which have been modified further and fed a particularly strong potion at birth. Lethal to all other species, but to a rincan, it just makes them a little bit more aggressive and much, much faster. These red rincan are even faster, can fly further, and crackle with a strange green lightning. But they are also pretty much bonded to one person. If you're not a good rider, you're not ready for a red rincan, basically. They'll throw you off. For professionals only. I never expected a Derringer to come into so many parts. I'll be honest with you. What's left? Oh! Sneaky. Oh my god. Oh, brother, this thing sucks! Alright. Sandblasted, dirty. parts need to be replaced. Oi! What a mess. Alright, let's get those parts milled. What did I pay for this thing? $305? Not good. It's maybe too big a block. That's fine. Oh, I gotta move these anyways. Okay, so inefficient, but still better. I'm sure it'll save me money. So what is that? That's... I gotta sell at least 335. We're just getting started here. I gotta carve out a new wood piece, I bet. And we'll go with redwood. Alright, switch it on. You know a lady that rides a red rinkin? Well, she's gotta have balls of steel then. She's gotta be something special. Or nutty than squirrel shit at a ballpark, either way. Bit of both, maybe. Okay. Let's see how those parts are getting milled. I'm gonna try selling this thing for $500. Just really press my luck with this. I resent this thing. I'm not even gonna take it to the range. Can't believe I bought a replica. Again. I guess that means I can trick it out. Is that? Oh, I gotta sandblast something? Sure. Alright, I see. Am I even hitting it? There we go. Alright, these parts gotta be milled now, right? I didn't press the button again. God. Guess we'll do the next stage of the woodwork. Yeah. Yeah, let's make this thing hideous. Whatever. I'll find some bastion of good taste to buy it. Yeah, there we go. Gorgeous. Man alive, this thing takes a while. Alright, we gotta... Oh. We gotta make more metal parts? Really? Out of a different material. Ah. I can save money because I'm not going to pay for that block, but it's just one brass part, so that's okay. I don't really mind, because it's going to be one piece regardless, so it doesn't make sense. Might have to oxidize that later. Let's see. Oxidize, CNC, buy parts. I'm not buying anything, if I can help it. I don't pay for nothing. Okay, so the budget is still 335, not including labor. If I sell it for anything less than about 400, I am fucking myself on this one, probably. I don't have to oxidize this part, do I? Crank the handle. Flip the block. Lift the weight. Eat the steak. Shake up the champagne. I'm on my face. Forget to press the button. I'm thinking probably Barbie colored, yeah. Don't have to wire brush anything. Don't have to do any sandblasting. That's good. Oh, I got parts to clean. Right on. Definitely calling it quits after this. Ooh, that is nice though. Alright. That thing done yet? Gimme. Alright. Now we're talking. Do a bunch at once. Alright. Missing parts, eh? Now, there shouldn't be many. Shouldn't be many. I've made a lot today. Huh? Oh, I get to restore someone else's flintlock. Great. I want to buy my own, dang it. Replica? Not gonna trick me with another one of those. Oh yeah, second barrel. Ah, just the coil spring. That's not so bad. $5. Okay, so we got to charge at least 340. 340 would be making baseline. So 350 is bare minimum, and I'm thinking about 400. Cheeky as it sounds. I might even shoot for 500. I'm just saying. What a bastion of taste. Alright. Why am I so zoomed out? I'm not growing taller. I don't care whose fetish it is. Wow. Alright, let's get you put back together. You hideous motherfucker. I say I appreciate all the Goblin questions and I know greater lore questions. Most of my job is about information collecting. All this gunsmithing and killing people is more of a side hustle, if I'm honest. So it's nice to be able to put that to good use. Thank you. And these little pins, eh? It's clicking together quite nicely, I'll give it that. Relatively intuitive assembly. Everything seems to more or less go where it ought to. Seems. What sort of old-timey weapons would you guys like to see in this? I mean, I'd like to see duck's foot and harmonica pistols, if I'm honest. I'd kind of like to see the Raston gas or revolver, but I mean, that's very specifically just a gun that I'm fond of. Pepper boxes would be cool, I think. Maybe a big blunderbussy type thing? That'd be nice. Alright, let's get you a hideous paint job. Okay, zoom right in. I could go with more gold, but I could also go with like a metallic pink. Yeah. Oh, or a leopard pattern. Yeah, now we're talking. Keep the scale small. Smaller. Okay, that's not really intuitive. Amazing. What do I think of humans? I think humans are... I'm quite fond of them. I want to say of the basic species of this planet, they're up for something. The humans will give something a shot. They have infinite curiosity. If they haven't tried something before, they'll be open to the idea. They've got those cute round ears, and they're kind of fuzzy. No, I'm fond of them. They have such variety, you know? Alright. Okay, so I'm going to sell this monstrosity for $600. We're going to see how it goes. Oop, I have points I can spend. Get me better at brushing. Yeah. Sure. Alright, 600. We're going to sell for 600. We're doing it. Give me 620. Yeah. Yeah, see? People know taste. Ooh, a Bren gun. I like it, I like it. Lads. Okay, we're beyond double cost. That's good. Don't tell me this thing's going to sell for 800. Okay, it's not. That's good. Sold to the man in the lime green safari suit, I imagine. Gorgeous. Okay. Still with these replicas, eh? Well, I tell you what. I think I've wasted enough of your time for now. Thank you for joining me. I'm gonna go relax. I realized it was a fairly long session, but I don't know how often I'll be revisiting Gunsmith Simulator until there's like sort of content that really leaps out. But I want to introduce you guys to this Flint and Powder update. I admit it's looking a bit bare at this stage. It's alright though. I don't really understand this much either, if I'm honest. I mean, I get that you get to decorate it, but like, you're decorating it with like dining tables, I guess. Like, it's essentially just for decoration. There's nothing to really interact with. It's like your own little shelter, so you can put like couches in it and gun racks. But if it's just for room decoration, I know there should be like a jukebox and like a pinball machine, or like some sort of cool shelf full of food, or I don't know, the sort of aesthetics that they would put into this bed we made. At the moment, it's just tables, chairs, you know, desks, sofas. I mean, it's nice. It's good that they do that. It has no in-game purpose. But I mean, like, if they ever make a game where you actually modify these weapons, then you go out and fight something, which I would love to see from these developers, frankly, then that's cool. But at the moment, it's just sort of a room you can decorate if you want. Does nothing. But hey, it's there. Anyways. I'm going to leave you guys here for now. Thank you for joining me. It means the world to me that you accompany me for a stream like this, and it means the world to me that you ask me so many questions. I know I keep on mentioning that, but I do appreciate it. Again, my record is out there for anyone who wants to challenge it. See if they can beat my time in the kill room. 29 targets. I reckon it was the Mukule pistol. I know this room has amazing, you know, figurine storage and sex dungeon potential, and it's just not available. Like, I could just fill it with sofas if I wanted to. Could become the Sofa King. But that's, I don't know. Anyways, thank you for joining me. How do you not miss a stream? Well, I stream at the same time every week. The best way would be to subscribe. I have a Twitter that should be in the comments below, and I will always announce my stream on Twitter before it actually begins. So if you're subscribed to this channel, if you are following me on Twitter, then you should never really miss an episode. And don't worry if you do, because I live stream, but all of my previous videos are available in the live section on my YouTube channel if you want to revisit previous episodes, if there's any reason someone would do that. It's a thing. It could exist. Maybe you need to fall asleep. Maybe you need something to work with in the background while you do something actually productive with your time. I don't know, and I don't judge. I'm just glad to have company while I go through my various tasks as the gob with many jobs. Anyways. Take care. Be good to each other. Oh, you don't get pinged sometimes. I don't know what to tell you. Maybe is ringing the bell do anything? I don't know. I assure you, I announce it. I announce it on Blue Sky. I announce it on Twitter. I don't know what to tell you. Anyways, yes, be good to each other. Be better to me. And until next time, my beloved monsters, enjoy yourself. And I got myself together a vodka and peach. Never drank it. Looking a hot mess today.